to all of my Geminis out there. Please make sure to get my book on Amazon or BarnesandNoble.com. The link to that is in the description box below as usual. So the cards that I come up with for the Geminis, right? Let's get into this. The cards that I come up with for the Geminis are the Ace of Cups, the Queen of Swords, the Devil card, the Page of Wands, the Fool card, the Lovers, which does represent Gemini. You have the Tower, the Three of Swords, the Four of Wands, and last but not least, you have the King of Swords. So what I'm seeing here for a lot of you Geminis is this is a very dualistic reading. Now, we're going to have to talk about this just a little bit because, like I said, this is a very dualistic reading. So you have the Ace of Cups, right? The Queen of Swords, the Devil. Whom it is that you want to offer love to or relationship to, a lot of you Geminis are going to have to start becoming a lot better pickers of the people whom you decide to give that type of romantic attention to. Because Geminis have a tendency to get things a little bit confused and crisscrossed, a lot of you Geminis need to understand that stop picking people. If this is just my suggestion, I will admit, stop picking people who, you put it like this, stop giving people the runaround. Stop giving people the runaround. Stop giving the person whom you know is for real with theirs the runaround and trying to get them to think about whether or not you're interested. You either make a decision one way or the other. You're either going to rock with them or you're not going to rock with them, right? As far as romantically is concerned. Because for you Geminis who still do that type of stuff, right? Because a lot of Geminis still do that, where, you know, Gemini is a zodiac sign where whatever it is that they give you, they can also see the other side of that. Yeah, this isn't one of those types of readings, because you don't become someone's relationship interest a little bit. You either do it or you don't. Now, we're going to get into that whole duality thing. The Page of Wands and the Fool represents how this is a situation where because the outcome, and this is very good reading, the outcome is the same. It's a very good learning point. The outcome is ultimately going to be the same. And what I mean by that, I mean that the outcome is going to be the same in the sense that there is no reason to have duality in that sense, in certain cases where you want to get the person to have a guessing game whether or not. And this is why certain people can play the guessing game with you. It's because they may observe what it is that you're doing to other people, right? Or what you've done, right? Because they know that you want to be there, because those people are not necessarily Gemini, as I said this before, Gemini is a zodiac sign that's very much so afraid of love. So they'll go after the baddies, right? They'll go after the people with the image, because they are very much so afraid of the people who've got something going on who isn't necessarily that on that type of time. Bluntly, I'm just putting it as honestly and as bluntly as I possibly can, Gemini. I'm not coming at y'all. So the situation is that a lot of you Geminis got to stop doing that, because if y'all really want love, y'all gonna have to go straight for that. Y'all are gonna have to actually, if that's what it is that you want, stop BSing. Because people, put it like this. I've been in situations many a times where a lot of the people who I wanted to date, wanted to kick it with, didn't necessarily want to with me. But regardless of whether or not they believe that I'm out here and I'm a loser or whatever the case may be, it doesn't mean that I was staying stagnant. I was going places. I was speaking to a lot of different people in that sense, romantically and stuff like this. Supermodels. and with witnesses. People have seen the types of people who I can pull, if you know what I mean. They've seen it. I've had witnesses, family members, friends. They've seen it. So it doesn't mean that I was staying stagnant. So I've never understood that type of ideology, Geminis. If you want someone, you can't tell the person that you don't want them, knowing good and well that you do. Otherwise, if this person has any kind of self-respect and they take you seriously enough and they leave you alone, you can't get upset at that. Why? Because you told them you didn't want to hang out with them, or you showed them that you didn't want to hang out with them. I know somebody right now from my neighborhood who I tried to speak to, actually a couple of them that I tried to speak to. One whom I'm very close to. I'm not going to say the person's name or where they at or anything like that, divulge any kind of serious information. But I spoke to the person, and the person said that they was going to call me back, and they never did. Guess what happened? The person tries to get my attention now, but that's the catch-22 of it. How could you tell me, how could you show me that you didn't want me and then want to get my attention right after that? You've lost the chance forever. So the Lovers, the Tower, and the Three of Swords represents how this is a situation for a lot of you Geminis where the Lovers do represent Gemini, but there's a lot of duality in this reading. And what I mean by that is you having to pick in between extremes of, or you have the mentality that you need to pick in between you need to pick one or the other in the extreme way. When in actuality, you don't. Because you can still be a person's friend and build it into a relationship. It's just that, Geminis are ruled by Thamuel, right? On the Clipoth, right? So I ain't gonna say really that, because that's a lie. That's more of a Plutonian thing, Scorpio and things of this nature. But the point is, this is more so, it has that Gemini duality energy, right? So the Tower and the Three of Swords represents if you pick in those extreme ways where you think that you have to pick extremely between they're either going to be a romantic interest or you can't even talk to them and stuff like this ever. You can't even be friends with that person, because friendship is the middle of the road, right? Where you're basically getting the best of both worlds, where you're not picking I can say that you're getting, it's not so extreme is the point that I'm trying to make, right? Otherwise, if you don't know how to be wise about this, you can end up losing that potential friend is the point that I'm trying to make, right? So the Four of Wands and the King of Swords, right? You may end up losing that potential, that potential romantic interest, because they may be turned off. So just keep that in mind. Let's clarify the King of Swords. You have the Queen of Pentacles, Six of Wands, the King of Pentacles. Right. Some of you Geminis like this person, and you know that this person likes you, but some of you Geminis are deciding to not actually pull the trigger on this thing because, you're scared of love. Especially Geminis. Whoo! Geminis and Libras are afraid of love, ain't they? Y'all some scared of love ma effers. But anyway, so the King of Wands and the King of Pentacles, the Six of Wands and the King of Pentacles represents how this person is leading with their heart, though. It's a little bit misguided, right? It's a little bit too much for y'all because it's breaking a lot of y'all. It's causing a lot of y'all to malfunction when y'all not ready for that, because y'all scared of that. But this person is leading with their heart and they don't care. Kudos to them. Now, are you Geminis going to take that step up? That's pretty much it. Comment on the video, like the video, subscribe. Peace.